Hello. So today is Thursday morning and I trust you can hear me, and I'll be guiding a short embodiment session or body-mind centering session on cellular breathing. So the breathing that happens that is not our respiratory breathing, which is the breathing of the lungs, when we breathe through the lungs, but something that Bonnie Bainbridge-Cohen, who is the founder of Body-Mind Centering, talks about, which is called cellular breathing. And so we're going to do a session lying down, so you can find a spot to be down on the floor, to lie down, and I'll be guiding this cellular breathing experience for, about 20 minutes or so, and then, or maybe 15 minutes, we'll see how things go. And then also I'll open it up to comments or maybe questions if people want to ask questions also during that time. Okay, so I'm gonna go and set up my mat and place myself in the position, and then as you come in you can simply follow what I do, and this is also going to be posted on my feed later for you to do it on your own at a later time by yourself. All right, welcome. We're going to start today. So we're going to start lying down on a mat. So if you have a mat, you can use a mat. If you don't have a mat, you don't have to use a mat, but you're going to be lying down on the floor. Yeah. Okay. So as you come in, simply just follow along and make yourself comfortable. Okay. All right, so first, let's come down on the floor on our backs and find a comfortable position. Your arms can be to your sides or can be on your belly. And to start with, your knees can either be bent or long, whatever you prefer, really, whatever is most comfortable for you. And this session is also going to help you relax your mind and help regulate the nervous system. So it's going to bring a little bit more balance to the nervous system and the body. So find that spot where you can be really comfortable. I'm going to remove my ponytail here. And then just take a moment to allow yourself to feel the ground underneath you. You can have your eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer. So it's going to be an experiential session, not a talking session. I'm not going to be talking about what cellular breathing is, but I'm going to guide you through the experience of it. Okay. So yeah, if you have your legs straight and that feels not right, feel free to bend your knees. You can have the knees pointing straight up towards the ceiling, or bring the knees together to touch and have the feet kind of pigeon-toed a little bit. And we're going to take a moment to simply settle, to let our weight sink towards the ground. And it's not that I'm pushing my weight down, I'm just releasing it. It's like as if you're holding something in your hand, and then you just open the hand, and then whatever is there just falls down, drops to the ground. So it's the same with the weight of your body. You're letting go of that contraction, of those contractions in the muscles of your body. You're releasing that, opening the hand in a way, so that the relaxation can happen, the release of the tension can happen. And your breathing is really natural. You're not trying to make it happen by controlling it or manipulating it. You're letting it be and do what it wants to do and how it wants to be. And start to notice what you feel, what you sense in your body, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. Okay. Yeah, so you can continue simply being in the position lying down. I had a moment there of disconnection. I don't know if you are still present or not. But if you are joining back, just come back to the floor. Come back to being on your back, lying down. Yeah. Okay. And in that position on your back, you're going to start to pay attention to your skin. So you can feel the skin on your body. You can feel, and you can feel the temperature of the air touching your skin. So maybe you will feel it's a little bit cool, or maybe it's hot and warm. Pay attention also to the humidity of the air. Is it very humid or is it dry? All the sensations that you can feel in your skin. So it looks like I will have to be sitting and guiding the session from sitting, so I can control the app so it doesn't shut down. But you can be lying down still on your back. Okay. And feel the sensation on your skin in all parts of your body. So the hands, the arms, but also the neck, the face. So all the parts of your body that are in contact with the air directly, where it's not covered by clothing, go ahead and feel the skin, the sensation of the air in contact with your skin. Yeah. And you let your breathing really do what it wants to do. If there's any deeper breathing that wants to happen, just let it happen. And you can also feel now the parts where your skin is covered by clothes. So the clothes covering maybe the skin on your chest, on your tummy, your back, maybe your legs. And feel that contact of the fabric with your body. And just observe how it makes you feel, what kind of sensations, what kind of emotions maybe even it brings up for you. Yeah, so going in the front, the sides, and the back of the body. All parts of our physical body are surrounded by this boundary, this border, the skin, this organ, very sensitive organ. And now we're going to go to the other surface of the skin, the side that's directed towards the inside of our body, that's looking at what's inside of our body. So the surface just underneath that first layer of the skin, which is in contact with fatty tissues, fascia. So feeling that, taking our attention to the other side, the inner surface of the skin. Yeah. And noticing again what it brings up, what kind of sensations. Maybe you feel a little bit warmer. So all throughout the body, the feet, the legs, the area of the pelvis, the torso, the back, the lower belly, the arms, the hands, shoulders, neck, face, the scalp from behind the head. So all those areas, yeah. And we're breathing easily. And you might notice that your breathing has slowed down. Great. And there are many, many layers of tissues in our body. The fatty tissues, the fascia, the muscles, the bones, and all the different fluids that are present in our body. And all those tissues are made up of cells. Individual cells that collect together, that gather together to make up different tissues, different organs. So we're going to take our attention to that, to the cell. We're going to take our attention to the cell. You can zone in and choose a very specific cell in your body. So it could be the cell of a bone in your forearm, or it can be a blood cell, or it can just be the general idea of the cell. And give yourself the time to be present with your cell, any cell, or the cells in general. Yeah. And all the cells are surrounded by fluid. They're like swimming in this sea of fluid inside the body. And inside of each cell also is fluid. You know, they say that the human body is made up of about 75% water. And I guess it's different from person to person also. So inside each cell is fluid. And around also each cell is fluid. And in between or surrounding each cell is a membrane. A porous membrane that allows for communication between the inside of the cell and the outside of the cell. Communication between the inner world, the inner fluid of the cell, and the outer world, the outer fluid, the fluid surrounding the cell. In a way, it's like the skin of the cell. There's the cell body, and the membrane is like the skin on our body. Communicates between the inner and outer, and it also serves as a barrier, as a protection, so that only things that will serve the cell or nourish the cell are allowed in, unless of course there is like an imbalance. So there might be some bacteria or viruses or things that might harm the cell that are allowed in. And similarly also through the membrane is where the kind of the toxins or the things that are no longer needed by the cell are ejected out or sent out to the interstitial fluid, so that fluid around the cell to then be taken care of by different elements in there and processed. So we're going to go now with our attention to that inner world, that inner place of the cell. So in the inner fluid of the cell, and that might feel like you're finally coming home. You're allowing yourself to be present and to just be. So there is no more coming and going, but a sense of returning home. With the inner world of the cell. And you might feel like there is a big pause that's happening. Within you. And take a moment to feel that. time might feel like it has slowed down. Or even paused. A stillness is happening. And then in this stillness, you might start to feel a sense of expansion, and then a sense of release of that expansion. A sense of filling in and emptying. Don't try to look for it. Don't try to make it happen. Just notice. It is already happening. And the less you do, the more you'll be able to connect to it. And just return to the cell, the inner world of the cell. Feeling that return to home, that place of quiet, of peace, of settling. And there is that emptying, that filling in, and emptying that happens. It's like a rhythm, but very slow. Filling in with fluid and emptying. It's not a complete filling in and a complete emptying, but it's like a bit of like a wave or a tide feeling. And that is the breathing of the cells, the cellular breathing. Which is completely independent from the breath, the respiratory breath. And just take a moment to enjoy it, to be with it, to feel it in your own body. It's really a place of not doing, a place of simply being and paying attention. So just let yourself feel that. We are coming towards the end of the session, where we experienced the breathing of the cells, which is really a moment or a place where we stop the doing and bring in the awareness to simply being, to being with our own selves. And then to come out of this state, you can reconnect to your respiratory breathing, so the breathing of your lungs. Take a breath through your nose and feel the air flow through your nose. And then just feel that breath in you. And then you can give yourself a nice long stretch if you want. But take your time to transition out of the state that we've explored together. Stretching your arms, stretching your legs, doing what you need to do. And maybe you'll feel like you want to move your body in like wave-like fashion, swaying your body a little bit from side to side. Yeah. And then when you're ready, you can come to sit. Yeah. So that was the cellular breathing experience. And thank you for those who could join live. Hopefully the technology will cooperate in such a way that I'll be able to put this on my feed as well, and IGTV, and then you can refer to it whenever you need it, whenever you want it. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.